Hi kids, decided to do a tag video from Sean Patrick ERSCHEN'S from the Horror Corner. If you haven't checked out his channel, I'll put a link below. He's a great lover of Hammer films and Michael Myers. And this is related to Halloween movies, since it's a tag for John Carpenter. That topic is John Carpenter. I'm gonna just dive into it. Favorite score from the movie. I really like the melancholy eeriness of the Fog score. I have that on CD, and that's pretty much the reason. There's a certain melancholy tone to it, as well as being kind of eerie. Most underrated. Sean and I really disagree on this one, because I'll have to go with Ghosts of Mars, which is a fun science fiction action picture. It does have some cheesiness in it, but it has a unique structure. It's something that would have been done easily in the 70s by the time by the time the 80s happened. Certain adventurous and challenging structures like this really would not have happened. You have a narrator who's unreliable because she's hiding things. I think it's a good movie. It's not like some solid classics, but I like it better than In the Mouth of Madness, which I don't like, actually. So I do like or dislike a movie that's popular among his movies. Scariest scene, I believe. I think it's the scene. I think the scariest scene is the encounter with the seagrass with Blake and his ship, more or less at the beginning of the Fog. His use of no music or very little sound. Once they're on the deck in the fog, and you kind of could see, I'm assuming Blake on the deck, and then the burst of violence that accompanies the scene is quite good. Going back to the Fog, suspenseful, a little story goes along with it, but basically it's after Tom Atkins bangs Jamie Lee Curtis, and there's a knock on the door, and you kind of see this silhouette of the crew member, and he walks up to the door, and I think midnight breaks, or maybe it's 1 o'clock or something. I can't remember. I have to watch the movie again. But then the apparition leaves. That scene, the build up to that scene, and to give you an idea, and I have to agree with the fellow audience member on this, that it was very suspenseful, and the tension was building. It's a very short scene, really, but it really works. It's very effective. But when Tom is about to open up the door, he reaches for the handle. This audience member just screamed out, "Don't!" Of course, the whole audience broke up. It's one of my favorite movie moments. But next one is favorite non-horror film. It's kind of hard. I'm gonna have to go with and agree with Sean. Escape from New York. Yeah, it's a fun movie. You have Kurt Russell, doing his best Clint Eastwood imitation, and a lot of fun gadgets, and uh, forever. Isaac Hayes is the Duke of New York, number one. Heard You Were Dead. All that. Adrian Barbeau's cleavage. It's just a wonderful movie. Okay, I think it came out the same year, or around the same time as Raiders of the Lost Ark. I will take Escape from New York over Raiders any day of the week. Will Mike Myers ever die? Or Michael Myers? Mike Myers will die. The cynical answer: just as long as the money, gets raked in, he will come back. If you want to, erase all that and consider all the movies, whatever timeline, basically Michael Myers is a vessel for evil. He is not human. He's never been human. And he just happens to be pretty much an indestructible vessel for this evil, this darkness, this cruelty. And you could destroy the vessel, but the evil's always going to remain. Spookiest atmosphere in a movie. I'm going to go away from, even though it qualifies, I'm going to go away from The Fog for Prince of Darkness. The whole movie's just seeped in atmosphere. Even the humorous bits in the movie just kind of emerge out of that eeriness, to wave at the audience, hey, we're still here trying to have a fun time at the movies. But yeah, Prince of Darkness, without doubt. Worst movie, I just rewatched it because I bought a nice cheap copy, trying to be a little bit of a completist with John Carpenter, and that's Memoirs of the Invisible Man. It's just bland. It doesn't move this viewer, at least, in any direction. I would, yeah. And I mean, I saw an interview recently with Carpenter talking about it, and he basically said that Chevy Chase was just too difficult. He wanted the movie to be viewed as a serious work, and Carpenter obviously viewed it as a comedy. And I think that tug of war kind of just ended up ruining the movie, and that it just came out like a half-assed effort. I think Sean was asking for a remake. If Carpenter would remake one of his movies, what would that be? I'm going to go back to Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I think there's potential there. It's just have an actor that's not going to, and be who's a producer who's going to interfere with the vision of the film. The last one, does he have one more film? Great, it's a great film. It has to be a small film. I mean, if you look at, David Cronenberg is older than Carpenter, and of course Carpenter looks like he's older than Cronenberg. It seems like what smoking does to you, it ages you quicker. He's very old. He has the smoking problem, which has never gone away. Thankfully, he hasn't had any serious things like emphysema and cancer pop up. But does he have the energy for something that's at least a good movie? It would have to be small. Cronenberg's Crime of the Future is a pretty small movie. Yeah, I would say there's a possibility of it, but expect something modest, you know. Well, I think that's pretty much it for me. I'm not tagging anybody. Anybody wants to do this, like I said, you can visit Sean's channel below. I'm gonna have a link down there, and watch his. You've already watched mine at this point if you've made it this far. Yeah, feel free to answer the questions. Well, until next time, have a good time, and stay safe. I think I did that mixed up.